Good morning and welcome to the 11th part of our topic transformation of sentences. Today we will start our class with our topic transformation of compound sentence into complex sentence. In our previous topics, first to 10th topic, we discussed and get examples related to the transformation of sentences that are affirmative to exclamatory, simple, imperative, negative, and transformation of simple sentences into complex, compound, and complex sentences into simple and compound. And today we will study the transformation of compound sentences into complex sentence. As you know that a compound sentence has at least two independent clauses which can be used as separate sentence and are connected with coordinating conjunction. On the other hand, a complex sentence has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. This definition we have already read in our previous topics. So, today in this class we will study the rules and examples of transformation of compound sentences into complex sentence. So, let us begin. If a compound sentence contains two independent clauses, if a compound sentence contains two independent clauses, then to convert it into a complex sentence by changing one of these dependent clauses into a dependent clause. Listen carefully. If a compound sentence contains two independent clauses, then to transform it into a complex sentence, what we will have to do that we will change one of the independent clause into a dependent clause between the two independent clauses. Listen carefully. If a compound sentence contains, what we read about the compound sentence, that it has at least two independent clauses which can be used as separate sentences and are connected with coordinating conjunctions. So, if a compound sentence contains two independent clauses, then to convert it into a complex sentence by changing one of these independent clauses into a dependent clause. If the compound sentence contains three independent clauses, listen, if the compound sentence contains three independent clauses, then we will change two of them into dependent clauses. If the compound sentence contains two independent clauses, then in complex sentence, we will change one of the independent clauses into dependent clauses. But if the compound sentence contains three independent clauses, then we will change two of them into dependent clauses. So, listen carefully about the difference. If the compound sentence has two different clauses, then we will change one of these independent clauses into a dependent clauses. But if the compound sentence contains three independent clauses, then we will change two of them into dependent clauses. Let us clear it with the example. Yes, example. Speak the truth or I will kill you. Speak the truth or I will kill you. The complex sentence, I will kill you if you don't speak the truth. So, this sentence contains two independent clauses, coordinate clauses, connected by the conjunction or. Listen carefully. This sentence contains two independent clauses or coordinated clauses connected by the conjunction or. We can change it into a complex sentence by converting one of the clauses into a dependent clause. So, the complex sentence will be, I will kill you if you don't speak the truth. So, the compound sentences speak the truth or I will kill you, and complex sentences, I will kill you if you don't speak the truth. So, let us know about the rules and few examples that are related to the rules of this topic. So, our first rule is, if the compound sentence has the conjunction but or yet. If the compound sentence has the conjunction but or yet, to connect the different clauses, then the complex sentence will be though or although in the beginning. So, what we will use in the complex sentence, that though or although will be in the beginning by removing but or yet from the sentence. Here, he is rich but he is miser. So, what is our first rule? That if the compound sentence has but or yet to connect two clauses, then in complex sentence we will start our sentence with though or although and remove but or yet. So, he is rich but he is miser. Though he is rich, he is miser. So, our first rule tells us about the use of though or although in the complex sentence while transforming compound sentence that is having but or yet, that are connecting two different clauses. So, we will use though or although in the beginning and remove but or yet. Here the example, he is rich but he is miser. Though he is rich, he is miser. Our second rule tells us about if there is or otherwise in the compound sentence to connect different clauses and future tense is used in the second clause, then the complex sentence will use lest in the middle and should after the person, or you can say lest before the person and should after the person. So, our second rule is, if there is or otherwise in the compound sentence to connect two different clauses and future tense is used in the second clause, then the complex sentence will use lest in the middle, or you can say here person in the middle and before lest and after should we will add. So, study hard or you will fail. Study hard lest you should fail. So, here we add lest before person and should after person. So, if there is or otherwise in the compound sentence to connect two different clauses having future tense in the second clause, then the complex sentence will use lest in the middle and should after the person. So, study hard or you will fail. Study hard lest you should fail. Work hard, otherwise you will miss the opportunity. Work hard, otherwise you will miss the opportunity. Work hard lest you should miss the opportunity. So, here in our second rule, we read that if the compound sentence contains or having all or otherwise plus future tense in the second clause, then in complex sentence we will use lest before person and should after the person. It is clear with the example given here. Thoroughly read this example. Our next rule, third rule, tells us that if there is a conjunction, if there is a conjunction and in the compound sentence, if there is a conjunction and in the compound sentence that joins the different clauses, then we will use as soon as in the beginning, removing the and from the middle in the complex sentence. Let us see with the example. Our rule is if there is a conjunction, and in the compound sentence joining two different clauses, then in complex sentence we will start our sentence with as soon as, and we will remove and, that is in the compound sentence we will not write and in our complex sentence. Listen carefully. If the compound sentence is having the conjunction and that joins two different clauses, then in complex sentence we will start our sentence with as soon as, and we will remove and in our sentence, rest part will be as it is. So the rain stopped and we started our game. As soon as the rain stopped, we started our game. The baby saw his mother and started shouting. As soon as the baby saw his mother, he started shouting. So, in our third rule, what we read that if the compound sentence is having the conjunction and, then we will start a complex sentence with as soon as by removing the conjunction and we will write rest part of the sentence as it is. The rain stopped and we started our game. As soon as the rain stopped, we started our game. The baby saw his mother and started shouting. As soon as the baby saw his mother, he started shouting. Our fourth rule tells us about the compound sentence having and, so, hence, therefore. To connect different clauses, then the complex sentence use since or as or when in the beginning by removing and, so, hence, therefore from the middle. So here, if the compound sentence, our rule is that if the compound sentence uses and, so, hence, therefore to connect two different clauses, then the complex sentence will start with as, since or when, and we will remove so, hence, therefore and. So let us see it with the example. She was ill, so she did not attend the meeting. As she was ill, she did not attend the meeting. The sun has set to the west and therefore it is evening. When it is evening, the sun has set to the west. So our fourth rule tells us that compound sentence containing so, and, so, and, hence, therefore, to connect two clauses, then the complex sentence will start or will use since, as, when, and we will remove the conjunctions and, so, hence, therefore in complex sentence. So while transforming compound sentence into complex sentence, the rule is we will start our sentence with when if the compound sentence contains and, so, hence, therefore. So let us see. She was ill. As she was ill, we will remove this coordinating conjunction. So as she was ill, comma, the rest part will be as it is. She did not attend the meeting. The sun has set to the west and therefore it is evening. When it is evening, the sun has set to the west. Our fifth rule. If there is and that connects two different clauses about the same person, the complex sentence will use relative pronoun who in place of and, removing the pronoun after it. So here our rule is if there is and that connects two different clauses while transforming compound into complex sentence that is having and, we will use who in place of and we will remove the pronoun after it, the pronoun after the conjunction, and we will not write in our complex sentence, we will not use it in our complex sentence. Let us clear it with the example. So what is our rule? Fifth, the rule tells that if there is and in the compound sentence that connects two different clauses about the same person, then the complex sentence will use relative pronoun who in place of and we will remove the pronoun after who. So, I saw a man and he was shouting. I saw a man who was shouting. I have a friend and she is a poet. I have a friend who is a poet. So, listen carefully to the rule of this transforming compound sentence to complex sentence that is having and with same person, about the same person we are talking about. While transforming it into complex sentence, we will remove and put who in place of and we will remove the pronoun after it. The sentence is, I saw a man and he was shouting. Complex sentences, I saw a man who was shouting. Compound sentence, I have a friend and she is a poet. I have a friend who is a poet. So, in this we read 5 rules related to transformation of compound sentences into complex sentence. So, thoroughly read this rule and examples that are given with the rules to understand the concept and the rules that we use for transforming the compound sentence into complex carefully and practice yourself. We will do our next rules in our next class. Till then, have a nice day.